Hi, welcome back to our short videos on business studies. We are in chapter 9, motivation. Let's begin. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about motivation. Okay, before we begin, it's good to look at ourselves and decide whether we are motivated to do something. Motivation is basically reasons or factors, right, that pushes someone or people, all right, to achieve or to do something with their lives or to take action so that they achieve a certain goal. All right, as a student, you may be motivated to go to class every day to ensure that you don't miss out on your lessons and you'll be able to ace your exams. All right, that's the motivation of going to school every day or going to university or to your colleges for that matter. All right, as an adult, a person may be motivated to go to work because of, well, the income that he or she will gain, and that will help in living the lives that they want to. So everyone has a reason behind what they do, and we call this a motivation. All right, what motivates them or pushes them to achieve a certain goal in life. So coming back to our slide, motivation is basically reasons or factors. It could be internal or external, that you will learn later on, that pushes people to take actions that lead to achieving a goal. Okay, and the two parts that we're going to cover in today's class is whether or not a motivated workforce is important to managers. We spoke about you and I as individuals, as students. What do we feel about motivation, and what do we do? But would managers in companies or who takes care of other people, would they benefit, or is it important for them to have a motivated workforce? And what is the impact of having a poorly motivated workforce? Which means, what if they have a group of people who are not motivated, right? Yeah. So let's look at the answers or some ideas in the next slide. Okay, now, so here are some of the important reasons why a motivated workforce is very, very important, all right? There is low absenteeism when people are very motivated to work, which means they will not find reasons not to come to work because of a simple headache or a simple flu. They would still come to work because they love or enjoy their work, all right? There's also higher productivity, and this definitely benefits the business, right? You're paying someone a lot of money to work, and if they are not productive, it will be costly for the business. It incurs a higher cost. But on the other hand, if they are working, fulfilling the requirements of the job and producing even more than they should, then this brings a lower cost to the business, right? Which means it is more productive. At the same time, you won't have a company where employees are frequently leaving the organization or, resigning, all right, or exiting the organization, which means they do not want to work for the company at all, right? And this shows that with lower labor turnover, it's easier for the company to manage because there is no reason for them to hire in bulks and to retrain everyone to get the job done. Okay, and so it's important for the business. At the same time, people who are motivated to work would want to give suggestions to the business as and when they see something amiss, right? Rather than just keep quiet and let things go with the flow. Workers who are more motivated to work, who enjoy their work, would want to point out things immediately to their bosses, right? And this saves a lot of time and cost in the process. Not only that, workers would also be responsible or more prepared to take on more responsibilities without complaining if they were given more tasks to do because they enjoy the work and there is a reason for what they are doing and they feel happy about it. So these are some of the reasons why managers would definitely want to welcome workers who are very, very motivated because it helps them to do things willingly, right? Wanting to do things without having to put pressure or force into doing so. Okay. Now, on the contrary, if we have a poorly motivated workforce, then it would be the opposite of what we've just spoken about, right? So we would have workers who would be reluctant to go to work, right? And this would definitely impact the business, right? You may have a high absenteeism rate, right? And eventually, if they continue to be demotivated, they may choose not to stay in the company for a very long time as well, Okay, at the same time, when they're not at work, it will cause delay in the delivery of their portion of work, and this would mean other people in the company would have to pay the price of completing the job for them. This may also lead to some complaints from customers, right, who are perhaps waiting for a response for the worker who is supposed to respond but is not at work to do so. Okay, and this would definitely lead to a lower productivity, right? As what we've mentioned earlier, versus high productivity and low productivity. When there's not many people, or there are people who are not working as well as they should, or not fulfilling their hours, completing the things that they're supposed to do, it becomes costly for the business for paying for a salary for the month, but not completing the task as mentioned. This increases the cost of the business as well. So these are some of the reasons where having a demotivated workforce would impact the business, and why having a motivated workforce is better. Okay, so what have we learned in today's class? We have learned to be able to explain what motivation means and the importance of motivation. All right, how is it beneficial to a workforce, all right, to a manager who manages a workforce, and how it could be demotivating, or how demotivation could impact a business, all right, as a whole. Thank you so much for staying on and listening to this, watching and listening to this video. If you have questions, my email address is on the screen right now. Until I see you in the next class, have a pleasant day ahead.